WSTKS-FM Worldwide, digital collaborative learning for the 21st century. Good morning, everyone. It's Professor Schwartz here in the WSTKS-FM Worldwide studios with today's episode on how to streamline your student learning team collaboration by asking yourselves 4 vital questions. Follow the advice presented in today's program, and you'll be better able to navigate and complete the course with greater success. I'll be right back with the details on how you can improve your teamwork skills for upcoming weekly discussions and remaining collaborative projects. Okay, here come 4 questions your team should consider to streamline its collaborative habits and practices as we enter the 6th week of the course. Question number 1. How can the members of your student learning team communicate with one another more efficiently ahead of upcoming weekly activities and collaborative projects? Even if you feel like things have gone pretty well up to this point, take an honest look at the dynamic within your student learning team so far. It's probably a safe assumption that there are nevertheless a few areas where your team can improve its approach to collaboration, related work habits, and practices each week. The most effective student learning teams realize that routine and transparent communication between all team members goes a long way toward facilitating effective teamwork. In short, you need to commit to routine and frequent communication between your members. Question 2. How can your team mobilize and get started quicker with its upcoming weekly activities and remaining collaborative projects? Remember that procrastination and the related delay, whether on the part of one member or by the entire student learning team, inconveniences everyone. Effective time management is the answer. So the earlier your student learning team gets started with its activities each week, then, means that you have more time to arrange team collaboration, share your ideas about course materials, develop your related thinking, and determine how you will present those ideas. Beginning your collaboration sooner also reduces the potential for stress and anxiety. So you can see how time management is a vital skill to acquire and practice as part of your student learning team activities each week. WSTKS-FM Worldwide, digital collaborative learning for the 21st century. If you find this podcast helpful, be sure to hit like, share, and subscribe. Question 3. How can your student learning team organize more efficiently and effectively to meet, develop, and complete your upcoming weekly activities and collaborative projects? Efforts to organize yourselves clearly prior to each team meeting or work session reduce the potential for wasted time, misunderstanding, and related frustration. Rather than everyone jumping into the mosh pit for a confused free-for-all, though, it makes good sense to take a little time to figure out what the team is doing overall. More specifically, what must each member do to contribute to the overall team effort? In other words, what tasks do all team members need to carry out together in real time, and what specific and related work is each member responsible for independently outside of those team meetings? The most effective student learning teams determine specific roles for each team member, but keep in mind that members also remain in close touch, help, and provide support to each other throughout the collaborative process. Team members should plan to remain part of things from start to finish rather than tuning out once they're a small part of weekly work or a larger project has been completed. Question 4. What can your student learning team do differently to streamline and improve its collaborative activities as we move through the rest of the semester? The entire team should sit down together in real time at this point for an honest conversation about where and how to improve the team's overall approach within the parameters of course expectations. With that aim in mind, what concrete steps can the various members of your team take separately and together to create the conditions for a more cohesive, inclusive, and ultimately more efficient team dynamic? Taking stock of where your student learning team has been, where it is headed, and how all of you will get there is time well spent. Effective collaboration is not something that just happens. Rather, it takes forethought, time, communication, careful planning, meticulous organization, and yes, occasional problem solving, among other next-generation skills. Efforts to improve as a team in these areas will help all of you work together more cohesively and become stronger learners who are better able to meet the challenges of life in the globalized digital economy of the 21st century after graduation. Hello again, everyone. We're almost finished with today's program, but to help ensure that your student learning team proceeds in a more streamlined way, let's review the 4 questions your team should ask itself at this point. 1. How can the members of your student learning team communicate with one another more efficiently ahead of upcoming weekly activities as well as collaborative projects? 2. How can your team mobilize and get started quicker each week than it has up to this point? 3. How can your student learning team organize more effectively to meet, develop, and complete your upcoming weekly activities and larger collaborative projects? And finally, question 4. What can your student learning team do differently to streamline and improve its collaborative activities as we move through the rest of the semester? Sit down together in real time and have an honest discussion based on these questions, which will empower and enable your student learning team to become a stronger, more cohesive unit in the process. And that, everyone, brings us to the end of yet another episode from WSTKS-FM Worldwide. Tune in again for more helpful tips, tricks, and advice based on my 25-plus years of teaching and working with thousands of undergraduates at 3 Big Ten universities across the upper Midwest of the United States. In the meantime, thank you for joining me today. I'll see you in class, online, and during Zoom office hours if you drop by with a question. Stay healthy, have a safe and a productive week in the meantime. With special regards from Onyx, the cat what am. So long, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now. You've just heard a podcast from WSTKS-FM Worldwide, digital collaborative learning for the 21st century.